And we are back, Peanut Gallery. Let's talk about Wrestle Kingdom Night 1.
Hooray! I was trying to see if I remember any of this.
So this was on, we watched this on Wednesday.
This Tuesday.
No, we watched this on Tuesday, that's right. We went out to eat on Wednesday. So our first match, this was the El Phantasmo and Hiromu Takahashi match. The winner faced Taichi Ishimori on night 2. This match was
a great rivalry going into it. El Phantasmo just looked great.
Mm-hmm. I'm so honestly, we chose him to win. Right. Hiromu is awesome. I love Hiromu. He's one of my favorite.
He's like in every single Wrestle Kingdom junior heavyweight title match.
This was El Phantasmo's time.
It was.
And like I said, I love Hiromu, and I'm going to assume that they're going to build Phantasmo and Hiromu for
another time.
Another time for the junior heavyweight champion, which is all well and good. But El Phantasmo just looked awesome. And you could just tell this crowd really wanted to cheer.
Right.
Because it was a packed show for what they could do.
Yeah.
But they couldn't make audible noise.
Right.
So it sounded like really quiet, but sometimes when they did like the screeching and stuff, it did sound kind of cool. Right. With the echo bouncing off everything. But yeah, it was a Hurricane Rana roll up for the win. Right. So this means that they're protecting Phantasmo for a later date, which I loved. I'm like, you guys just know how to do this. It's so obvious, but you did not bury anybody.
Right.
So I just thought it was great. Yeah. Peanut Gallery, did you love this match?
It was all right.
I like this. It was a great opener.
It was a great opener.
Dangerous Techers. Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. taking on the Guerrillas of Destiny, the winners of the World Tag League for the IWGP Tag Team Champions. This was a great match.
Yeah, it was.
Sometimes tag team matches are hit and miss for me.
Right.
But this one was fantastic. These guys have great chemistry.
Yeah, they do.
But the only problem is that I am not a big fan of heel versus heel matches. I know I'm being nitpicky about it.
Well, I mean, the Guerrillas of Destiny did win the World Tag League, so you just have to roll with it that way.
Right, and I understand why it's the Guerrillas of Destiny, but it was a Rikishi driver by Tonga Loa to win the match. So the Guerrillas of Destiny are the new IWGP Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
And Peanut Gallery was looking at this. He's like, are they... what was your question?
I was asking about their relation to the Inoue family.
Right.
There is no relation.
There is no relation to the Inoue family.
The Guerrillas of Destiny are from Tonga, whereas the Inoue family are from Samoa.
Yes.
So, two different dynasties.
Yes, and also people need to get this... and also there was another weird relationship here. So they look really similar, so you could you could see them as actual brothers. They are adoptive brothers.
Right.
So Tama Tonga was adopted into the Haku family.
Right.
So
which was Hikuleo and Tongaloa.
Yes, they are actual brothers.
Right.
Tama Tonga is adopted into the family.
Right.
I can't remember how so. I don't think that was ever released.
But
the rumor is that it was like a family member had some issues and couldn't keep Tama Tonga, and that's why it happened. Don't quote me, and Tonga don't come after me. So the next match was Satoshi Kojima versus Kenta for the United States Championship Certificate. Satoshi Kojima was a last-minute replacement for Juice Robinson.
And I think that was part of the reason why this match, to me, was probably one of the weaker matches of the night, just because it was like, Right, and, Satoshi Kojima is a little bit of an older dog, but give him credit where credit is due. It was still a great match.
It was a fun match. I really did enjoy it, and props to Satoshi Satoshi actually volunteered to do this replacement. And he's like, I will lose. I just want to be involved.
Right.
So good on him, number one. Mm-hmm. And also it keeps up with different rivalries as well. And it was Kenta to win GTS. And I think, was it before or after this was the Moxley
It was after this was the Moxley promo.
So John Moxley cut a promo of Kenta. So they're going to have that match hopefully soon because Kenta lives in America.
Right.
So he can fly over there, quarantine, have the match. Please have it be on AEW.
Yeah, it's like, where's the match going to happen?
there's a cool little pay-per-view coming up. It's called Double or Nothing or Revolution in February. So there are a couple of different pay-per-views where you can do this match. And, this would just blow everything out of the water on how big this would be.
Right.
A New Japan title defended on another gigantic wrestling promotion. That'd be huge.
Yeah.
So, great. The Great Okan versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. I was not a big fan of this decision.
No, I was not a big fan of the decision either. I thought it was very interesting how they did that. I don't, Great Okan.
You were obviously pushing the guy.
I should have picked up the W on that.
Right. And it's like, okay, well, did you bury her? You can't bury Hiroshi Tanahashi. Right. It's almost impossible. Right.
It is impossible for him to have a bad match.
Right. And the Great Okan, obviously he still needs some work to go into, but when you have him in a big match like this, you've got to keep up that momentum.
Right.
But, it was still really cool to watch. I think you were going to do I think your original Bibble study idea was on the Great Okan.
Right.
But obviously,
a little sniffle got in my way.
Right. I mean, you went to sleep at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you didn't get up until 9. It was you slept like a hibernating bear, but at least you're here.
Yep.
You feel a lot better. So Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay. Once again, the decision was interesting.
Yes.
But I loved the match. It was so goddamn good because there was such a great rivalry to this.
There was a great rivalry going into it. Yeah, it's years in the making sort of rivalry.
Right.
So it was a great match.
It was an awesome match.
Yeah.
But it was a Rainmaker by Okada, which was awesome because usually he was using the money clip as the finisher, but now...
He hasn't used a Rainmaker in a year and a half up to that point, so...
A great pull-off there. It's we might only see Rainmaker on these big-time matches.
Yeah.
But Okada did win. An amazing match.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay obviously was not buried, but I still would have seen Ospreay win it more, but I think he probably would have gotten more out of it. But yes. Overall, finally, double gold, IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champions, Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi.
Holy fuck.
The original winner of the G1 Climax.
Right.
Also, fun fact, this is, I think, the second time that the G1 Climax winner lost the opportunity before Wrestle Kingdom.
No, I think it was the first.
Was it the first?
Yeah, it was the first.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I think I'm thinking of the winner.
Right. No, so yes, Kota Ibushi was
the original God, what an amazing goddamn motherfucking match.
Tetsuya Naito and Kota Ibushi, those two cannot have a bad match.
No, but it was 4 Kamigoyes, one of them to the back of the head, too. But Kota Ibushi won the match, redeeming him somewhat, but then we'll get to night 2. The match was just so good. You're like,
it was.
How was Kota Ibushi? I mean, the Cruiserweight Classic was fine. It's like, man, they put a contract in front of him. Where would everything be if Kota Ibushi did not go back to Japan?
Right.
It's just such a weird thing to think about, but it was close. It was really close. But yes, Kota Ibushi won. Jay White came out and cut a promo saying, all right, it's going to be only one night.
Right.
I'm going to claim what is mine tomorrow.
Right.
But god damn it. And then Tetsuya Naito, once again, doesn't have to prove a fucking thing anymore. They redeemed him last year.
Yep.
And now they're working on redeeming Kota.
And yeah, we have a star in the making. Anyway, so night 1 star rating and match of the night.
The match of the night, obviously for me, was Naito Kota Ibushi. There was nothing, and I'm gonna give the show a 4.5. I think the only thing that dragged it down a little bit for me was some of the decisions with Hiromu winning, with Tanahashi winning, and then also with Okada winning. I'm like, I feel like the next generation could have really been built up huge.
Right.
Felt a little status quo-y, but obviously they didn't get hurt that bad. So
right. I'm going to give them 4.5 stars too. So, a lot of the reasons listed above, it's a little status quo-y, but I do understand their decisions with that.
Right.
So, when we come back, Wrestle Kingdom night number 2.
Yeah. And we are back. Final part. Let's talk about Wrestle Kingdom Night 2.
Let's see if I remember any of this because I was so tired.
You were sick and tired, and you're like, bleh. Yeah. Now, this one, I was not happy with that this was on the main. So, to what I heard, the starter matches were awesome.
Yeah.
But then we go to this. Bushi, Toru Yano, Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale for the KOPW Championship.
Right.
Now, remember, at this point, this is not the provisional. This is to determine the first official.
Right.
The match was awful. I hated every minute of it.
It was sloppy.
It was sloppy. It was poor. I hate this KOPW BS.
I still don't get it.
I don't get it either. Why? Okada introduced it, and he realized to get away from this as quickly as mentally possible.
Right.
Just keep it as a fucking pay-per-view. It was fine.
Right.
But it was a low blow on both Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens for Toru Yano to win.
That was probably the only redeeming part of it was Toru Yano just doing Toru Yano things.
And then Bushi did shine in this match. Yeah. It's like, okay, this guy is so good at being the junior heavyweight. I don't know why he's not in the junior heavyweight title picture. He's a former champion.
Right.
Let's at least do something with him. Anyway, it was just awful. Yeah. Awful. Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado versus Master Wato and Ryosuke Taguchi for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. This match was a really good tag team match.
It was great, yeah. Wasn't Wado and Taguchi, weren't they the winners of the Junior Tag Classic or whatever?
No, they beat these guys. I think Roppongi 3K won it because remember the best of the Junior Tag League is for the August show.
Oh, that's right.
And then the main tag league is for the Wrestle Kingdom, right? So. Master Wado, this was his debut, so there, obviously some growing pains. I gave him some credit for some stuff. He did look really good.
He was the weakest part of that match,
right?
Though, but there were three others.
Ryosuke Taguchi, he is so underrated. He's he's kind of silly. I think that's why people don't give him that respect. But man, he's good. That's why he's a trainer.
Right.
El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, I love them as champions.
Right.
I just like how El Desperado, I even said something about this, that El Desperado holds his belt around his neck like a feathered boa, and it's really funny. But it was a Angel's Wings by Desperado on Taguchi to win, so luckily Taguchi knew that take the pinfall, not a big deal, and Master Wado looked good overall.
Yeah.
And it was a great match, I liked it. Luckily a lot better than the stinker before.
Right.
This match was awesome. Shingo Takagi and Jeff Cobb for the Never Openweight Championship. These two beat the crap out of each other.
Oh, yeah, they did. Holy crap.
Can Shingo not have a bad match? Is that physically impossible?
It is.
Well, I think this is why they gave him the Never Openweight Champion.
Right.
Here's our Katsuyori Shibata replacement right here. It was Last of the Dragon for Shingo to retain. And once again, and also this was the last member of the Empire, which is Will Ospreay's group.
Right.
All three of them lost. People are bitching about it. They do this all the time. Let's calm down.
The new group is always going to get the underhanded approach, and then eventually they'll start winning some stuff.
It'll start leveling out. Trust our Lord and Master Gato on doing the right thing here, okay?
Oh my god, the Empire lost. Oh my god, they all suck. Not really.
Right. It's like, let's calm down for 3 seconds.
Right.
It's fine. But yes, it was a great match. Just absolutely phenomenal. They knew how to click where weight adjustments to where catches looked really good but struggled, and it looked like a battle.
Oh yeah,
and it was really good. Evil versus SANADA.
Holy fuck, this match was amazing. What a great grudge match. Now that is how you do a grudge match, ladies and gentlemen.
I am still I'm still going to stand by my thing about this should have been for the double gold this year.
Well, it should have been, but it wasn't.
I know.
It was still a tremendous match.
It should have been at least for something. It's like, okay, a grudge match is all well and good. Evil and SANADA, obviously, they've been tagging for so long, they knew how to work with each other.
Right.
There was one spot I died. I just died. Dick Togo was out there.
Right.
And they set up, him and Evil set up a table. What the fuck is... Evil and him set up a table outside.
Right.
SANADA pushes Evil into Dick Togo to go through the table. So instead of like just going backwards and doing the table bump, he leaps in the air like a bunny and like drives himself into the table. It looked so bad, but I died. It was so funny. He was like, whoop, and it was like, what the fuck? But yes, SANADA won with a moonsault. Actually, it was not Cold Skull, which I think, I don't know. I'm still not sure about,
because they're gonna save Evil.
I'm still not sure about Evil losing all of these matches. Like, then what was the point of... Was it just because he turned heel and he needed... I just don't think he needed to win double gold if they weren't going to do anything with him.
Well, they did something with Evil.
Anyway, Taichi Ishimori and Hiromu Takahashi for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. This was a really good match. These two have great chemistry.
It was an awesome match.
It was awesome. But Hiromu did win with Time Bomb. He is the Junior Heavyweight... Jesus Christ. Junior Heavyweight Champion again.
How many times is this now?
As I belch like a seal.
How many times is this again?
What, for Hiromu?
Yeah. Is this just like 4th or 5th?
I think it says 5th.
Okay.
I mean, if you want me to, if you want me to look it up, you can filibuster.
I thought you knew it off the top of your head, like some sort of mathematical encyclopedia genius.
I plead the 5th. So yes, it was a great match. I'm going to assume we're going to see a Hiromu and El Phantasmo Junior Heavyweight Champion match at some point in time down the road.
Sure will.
Well, because they, kept Phantasmo still very strong.
Right.
And then obviously Taichi Ishimori is, I think, a 2 or 3 time heavyweight champion.
Right. So he's a good contender for down the road.
Right.
Let's keep him off.
Right.
Anyways.
Finally, Kota Ibushi, Jay White for double gold. Kota Ibushi going in there as defending champions.
A 48-minute match.
This officially
is the record for the longest match in Wrestle Kingdom history.
Yep, the longest match in Wrestle Kingdom history.
I also think it might be the longest non-Iron Man match in wrestling history too, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? I didn't know that.
Because remember, Iron Man matches have to go a certain amount of time, so you can't count those as matches,
right?
Or you can't count as like
because there's already a set time limit that they have to go.
Right.
But this was a great match, and the one thing that I noticed, and we did not cover this at all. This show did not feel like 4-hour shows.
It did not.
It felt
also the crowd did not feel like it was a crowd of 7,000.
Right.
It felt like a crowd of 40,000.
Right.
They kept the lighting very strategic.
Right. It was great. It felt like a big event, and obviously Kota Ibushi wrestling 2 matches, the longest match, and he's just that good.
He's good.
Right. I think this is also the first time that 2 matches for one person in a continuous time are 5-star matches according to Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, I think so.
But definitely because Kota Ibushi's just that good.
Yeah.
And give the credit to Jay White, man. He did so great about promo work and making sure people are skeptical and please don't go to WWE because they're going to put you in a thing and make you lose to Goldberg.
They are. Anyway, so after the match, Kota Ibushi declared himself God and...
Also, wait. Okay, I did say this before. So, I've seen people bitching about this, saying Pro Wrestling God. God in Japan
is a little bit different than God in the Western world.
Right.
So, let's calm the fuck down, people. JBL called himself Wrestling God.
Right, and people bitch about that, but he was also like a blooded American.
Right.
Where here, the connotation of God is different.
Right. Anyways, one hell of a match. SANADA came out, and so SANADA is now the next challenger.
Awesome. So we'll probably see that one next, and then we'll probably, I don't know what they're gonna do. I just know that they're gonna pull it off. Wrestle Kingdom obviously has multiple matches of the year contender now for 2021. We're kicking off this year really, really strong with great wrestling from most places. NXT had great wrestling. AEW has great wrestling. New Japan has great wrestling. WWE's, at least SmackDown had some decent stuff, and Raw was dog shit because now Drew McIntyre is going to squash the Goldberg.
Anyways, match of night number 2, an overall star rating for night number 2.
The overall show is good.
No. Night number 2.
Yes, for night number 2, I'm going to give it a 4.75.
Okay.
I'm going to be really critical about that opening match for the KOPW champion, and also with Hiromu winning. I'm kind of getting a little grinding my gears.
I'm gonna give it a 4 for the same reason. So
you're only gonna give it a 4 though?
Yeah.
And obviously the match of the night. Kota Ibushi and Jay White.
Yep. And now your match for the whole show.
Kota Ibushi, Jay White.
Yep. Same here. And
4.50 out of 5. A great show.
Yep, 4.5. Same here.
I had to really nitpick to really get some stuff out of it, but yeah, 4.5.
Yeah.
Kota Ibushi, Jay White. Kota Ibushi is a guy to watch for 2021. By summer, we should be ready to do this. We're going to go to live shows. Hell yeah.
Anyways, what's on the agenda for next week?
We have Hard to Kill.
Yep.
Which is going to be one of the bigger shows because we'll have the Kenny Omega in a match, which is going to be huge. And obviously, you will be doing Bibble study if you keep your...
I shall resume Bibble study.
And then wrestling lesson will be good.
Is that the only pay-per-view that's happening next weekend, though?
Yes.
Okay.
So we might do like a small topic or something. Right. We'll talk about it later.
But anyways, that's all we got. So
follow all of our socials, link down below. Share this video with your friends. Follow us on wherever you're listening on. And as always, be
majestic.